Sometimes, the cruelest thing society can do is punish someone for surviving their own nightmare. The jury didn't believe her tears. The courtroom mocked her calm. And the world turned against a grieving mother who swore she saw a dingo take her baby, only to be accused of murder instead. Welcome to Global Shadows, where truth meets courage. Today we're diving into one of the most shocking miscarriages of justice in modern history. This is a story of Lindy Chamberlain, a woman whose life was shattered not just by tragedy, but also by disbelief. At first glance, Lindy was just like any other mother, devoted, warm, and fiercely protective of her children. But when her 9-week-old daughter vanished from a tent in the Australian outback, the public didn't see a grieving parent. They saw something else entirely. They saw a woman who didn't cry enough, who didn't seem broken, who said the impossible, that a wild dog took her baby, and expected people to believe her. And so, instead of sympathy, Lindy got suspicion. Instead of support, she got silence. And eventually, she got prison bars. But how did this happen? How did a mother lose her child, and then lose her freedom, all because no one believed what they were told? Let's go back to the beginning. It was a quiet August night in 1980. The red dust of the Australian outback stretched endlessly under a starlit sky. The Chamberlain family had set up camp near Uluru, known at the time as Ayers Rock, enjoying a peaceful holiday beneath the vast desert sky. Lindy and Michael Chamberlain were Seventh-day Adventists, a religious couple raising 3 young children together. Their youngest, Azaria, was just 9 weeks old, a tiny bundle of joy wrapped in blue blankets. Around 8:15 p.m., Lindy stepped outside the tent while Michael finished cleaning up dinner. She carried a flashlight and walked toward the front of their parked car, looking for something. Then, she heard it. A sound she would never forget, a sharp, guttural scream. Not from a person, not from an animal she recognized. She ran back toward the tent. Her heart pounded. As she lifted the flap, she found the unthinkable, Azaria's crib empty, the blanket disturbed, the zipper partially open. She screamed. Michael came running. Together, they searched desperately, calling their daughter's name into the cold desert night. Within hours, dozens of volunteers joined the search. Helicopters scanned the area. Police combed through the campsite. But all they found was a single piece of clothing, a tiny jumpsuit, torn and bloodstained, discovered days later near a dingo den. Lindy insisted she had seen a dingo disappearing into the darkness, its jaws clenched around something small and lifeless. She was certain, devastated, but certain. So why didn't anyone believe her? In the days following Azaria's disappearance, the media painted a very different picture of Lindy than the one her friends and family knew. Headlines questioned her grief. Reporters dissected every word she said, every expression on her face. Some called her cold. Others labeled her calm, as if that alone proved guilt. One journalist famously wrote, "There was no tear, no sign of emotion, no outward show of distress." But here's the thing about grief. It doesn't come with instructions. It doesn't always look the way we expect. Sometimes it hides behind shock. Sometimes it waits until you're alone. Lindy wasn't numb. She was in trauma. Yet, within days, rumors began circulating. Whispers of a cover-up, of a mother who didn't want her baby, of a staged disappearance. And then came the arrest. In February 1981, less than 6 months after Azaria disappeared, Lindy Chamberlain was charged with murder. The prosecution claimed she had slit her baby's throat inside the family car, then disposed of the body to hide the crime. No body, no weapon, no forensic evidence linking Lindy to a murder scene. Just a theory, and a jury willing to believe it. The trial opened in Darwin in 1982. The courtroom buzzed with anticipation. Cameras lined the back wall. Journalists scribbled furiously. The world was watching. Prosecutors argued that Lindy had motive. She was overwhelmed by motherhood, that she had opportunity. She was alone with the baby before the disappearance. and that she had means, a pair of scissors found in the car. But there was a problem. No blood, no signs of struggle, no forensic proof of anything illegal happening in that vehicle. Meanwhile, defense attorneys presented expert testimony showing that animal bites matched the damage on the missing baby's clothing. Forensic scientists explained how the blood found inside the car was inconsistent with a murder scene. But none of it mattered, because the court didn't just have a case to decide. They had a story to believe. Outside the courtroom, the media circus raged on. Tabloid headlines screamed, "Dingo mom guilty, and did she kill her baby?" Late-night comedians made jokes. TV shows parroted Lindy's demeanor. One comedian even dressed as her on stage, holding up a baby-shaped dingo puppet. Public opinion turned sharply against her. Strangers sent hate mail. Churches distanced themselves. Friends stopped answering her calls. Lindy became a symbol, not of injustice, but of disbelief. Even the smallest details were twisted. Her decision to wear makeup during interviews was used as proof she wasn't grieving. Her calmness was called unnatural. Her faith was dismissed as a performance. The more she tried to explain, the more suspicious she seemed. And the jury? They watched it all unfold. On October 29, 1982, the verdict came down. Guilty. Lindy Chamberlain was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of her own daughter. Michael, her husband, was also convicted, not of murder, but helping her cover it up. As guards led Lindy away, she whispered, "I'm innocent." But no one was listening. Lindy gave birth in prison, raising her newborn son behind bars. For years, she maintained her innocence, writing letters, giving interviews, begging someone, anyone, to find the truth. But the system had already decided. The verdict stood, or so it seemed, because years later, a discovery would change everything. A clue that had been hiding in plain sight, waiting to expose a lie everyone believed. But we'll get to that in part 2. For now, let this sink in. Lindy Chamberlain lost her baby. Then she lost her freedom. And all because no one believed what she saw in the dark. So ask yourself, would you have believed her, or would you have looked for reasons not to? If you want to know what happened next, including the shocking discovery that finally proved Lindy was telling the truth, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications now. Don't miss part 2 of Lindy Chamberlain's story, where we uncover the hidden evidence, the overturned conviction, and the lessons we should have learned from this tragic case. Until then, stay vigilant and stay safe.